Who the fuck is Lil Xan? Sunny V2 makes these really great videos on a bunch of different topics that I always find interesting. Lil Xan was a rapper, I guess. I don't know if he does it anymore, but Lil Xan's biggest claim to fame was he was a guy who almost died from overdosing on flaming hot Cheetos. I remember he got sent to the emergency room because of eating too many flaming hot Cheetos, and that changed the way I approach snacks forever. So we have quite a few here that I've stockpiled because I think all of these are pretty interesting. I don't know Jayus though, but I was talking to Sunny like a month or so ago, and he has been blowing up. And this Jayus one went wild. So I'm assuming Jayus must be a pretty big creator that did some fucked up shit. So I figured this would be fun to learn about, a little internet drama.
Despite having incredibly uncontroversial content.
If you're at a house party and you got a drink in your hand, don't hold it up here by your chest. Try to hold it more down towards your hip. This will make you seem more open and confident, and people will be more willing to come up and talk to you.
She's found
Not true. You could just be a giant fucking loser and you could put that beer bottle up your butthole. It's not gonna help. So bad advice. Stop giving people false hope. You might just suck. And you have to accept that.
You're gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?
After a petition to ban only
What?
JS from TikTok garnered over 400,000 signatures, it'd be safe to say that she's a contender for the platform's most hated creator.
Did the petition work? Petitions have always, like, historically been incredibly effective. She's gone up 4,200,000, or nope, exactly 4 million followers. Bro, these petitions are so effective. Not bad.
Did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on who you are as a person and the things that could possibly happen to you?
Yo, did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on you and the things that can happen to you in your life?
People born in March are way more likely to have asthma, and I can actually speak to this one because my little sister, the only one born in March, has asthma.
What the fuck are you talking about? What? Is that real? Like, these are things she actually believes in? Or is this like some kind of TikTok meme I don't understand? Who the fuck actually believes that? Why do people just, like, want to disregard basic reasoning? Jesus Christ. Astrology's one thing, like, it's harmless. Like, you can believe in astrology. It doesn't really matter or whatever. Like, zodiacs dictate who you fall in love with, or whatever, your lottery numbers. It doesn't matter. It's harmless. But do people parade it around as, like, actual real things? Like, your birth month changes you? Or has an effect on your life? There's no way people actually, like, believe in that shit.
Jonathan responded by stating that he'd simply found the information on Google, and as a result, only JS was berated and mocked by her audience, with them stating that she was in the wrong. I have a hard time dealing with the negativity. I still don't know what to do. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Maybe you do, but honestly, I don't see it.
What are they talking about? It's not even, like, real anything. It's fucking nonsense. What is... You got this information from a Google source. Oh my god. Holy shit, yeah, it's like a full-blown Reddit post. Nice. Man, TikTok is just like its own little ecosystem of degeneracy.
With this in mind, it's barely surprising to find out that approximately 6 months later, an old message would be dug up in which only JS had said the N-word, taking center stage as her brand new colossal-sized controversy.
I love you no matter your sex.
What the fuck was that? What is... Oh, yuck. Uh-oh. Ooh. The abortion didn't work. Oh boy, she's really going full-blown Xbox Live here. Even dropping the racism. Oh my, this is outrageous. On TikTok? Oh, come on now. This was a heated gamer message. Shit got crazy. She went fucking insano style. I wonder what the controversy was. Like, what sparked this message? Explain how I'm sucking up to Luna. Maybe, like, fanfic or something, maybe? I don't know.
You're a role model to 10 million people, bro. I hope things get better, and I hope you educate.
How did she respond, I wonder?
There were a couple of comments in support of only JS, however, as a whole, and understandably, the response was mostly negative. The best way that JS could have responded to this expose would have either been no response at all, or a short, cool, calm,
oh my god, she's in a Rolls Royce.
post.
Is this where she did her apology video? This is a Rolls Royce, right? They're the only ones that do this Starlight thing, right? So she was born rich? That's nuts. It's not a Royce? I thought they had a patent on this. We watched the whole video on the dog shit Rolls-Royce does. I thought they had the literal patent on being able to do this in the interior of a car. I don't think it's a filter. What the fuck? Now I sound like an idiot. It's not a filter. It's a custom Mercedes. It's a custom Mercedes top. Oh. Okay, I see. Alright, maybe I'm misremembering the video, but I remember Rolls-Royce made a huge deal about their ability to put stars in the roof of the interior and them being the only ones allowed to do it. They had if I remember correctly, they have a full-time star guy. His whole job is putting stars that light up in the roof of Rolls-Royces. I'm pretty sure they must have some kind of patent or like a stranglehold on the technology. They have one designated Grandmaster Star Lord for their vehicles.
Which would have actually
You're
been
right, but she
respectable,
did
as
this
it's 100 times
DIY.
harder than
Oh.
simply guessing.
And there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real, because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be.
All that suspense just for it to be trash. The worst insult you could tell somebody was liking black people. Wow.
With the scandal being shared across every
Wait,
platform imaginable,
was that
only
in her
JS would also
apology
lose
video?
all the-
Alright, let me just look at the apology video. Hold on, let's get caught up to speed here. Alright, I don't like...
Because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be. And
Why aren't you crying? And where's your dog?
No, I know that my words hurt people, and I know that my words have consequences.
Well, not really. The
There is no
consequences were 4 million new
fix
followers,
for my
actually.
actions, but I am so deeply
Seemed to walk
sorry
away pretty strong.
for all the pain that I've caused. The first book that I decided to pick up was How to Be Anti-Racist by Dr. Ibram Kendi.
What?
And this will push readers that think that they're not racist into being something better.
To her credit, she did acknowledge that it was a grift in the title, stating,
What?
I know it might come off as performative, talking about this at the end of Black
Alright,
History.
I'm gonna hit you with the cold water. If you need to buy a book on how not to be racist, you've already failed. I think you're already too far gone. What the fuck? Hey guys, I just picked up this book on why murder isn't awesome, and it was a real eye-opener for me. Like, it made some points that I never even really stopped to consider, and I think if any of you are considering murder, you might want to check out this book. Like, it really might steer you in the other direction.
Message.
So I am sorry for basically ghosting you. I didn't mean to do that. I just have a very chaotic schedule and ADHD on top of that, so I genuinely just forgot. And it wasn't me trying to ignore you.
Oh.
You could have just hit me up again, but instead you decided to go public and try to add public pressure onto me, and that's not cool, so I don't want to collaborate.
Which will once again receive a response from Aunt Karen, explaining that she had emailed only JS multiple times with no reply.
You're gonna put it on me? In your voicemail, you said I should have emailed you again.
Viral
April 4th,
Nation?
I emailed you. How many times?
That sounds like
do
a
you
scam.
expect me?
And in classic only JS fashion, she'd post another emotionally charged response to the
Oh.
Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking my emails in a timely manner. I wish I was joking. Forgot to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and instead of just like hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it. Can you please leave me the f alone? I have a diet.
This is like a Chris Farley
neurological
sketch.
disorder that makes me forget things.
I couldn't
and
check my
procrastinate
email
due to
because I was living in a van down by the river.
for days.
For example, she will post this video.
You can get your letters delivered for free without any postage if you just put where you want it to go on the return address instead of where it's actually supposed to be.
Which will get the post office activists involved with comments such as, yes, please encourage people to do activities that cause the already failing post office to lose more money. Or when she posts this
What a
video
strat.
saying nothing more than
Life
what
pro
she
tip.
did.
So-
However, it eventually got to the point where only JS couldn't even make jokes anymore without being cancelled. Seriously. On the 23rd of May 2021, only JS would post the following video.
If a service dog ever approaches you but they're alone, that means that their owner's in trouble and they probably can't move, so you should follow him, because you'll get a free wallet.
It was clearly a light-hearted joke. Can't believe this is still up. It's obvious that it's a joke, but some people may still do it. It could start a trend. What you post on the internet reaches so many people, and some of those people
What
may
are you talking about? How often is a service dog going to be approaching people and lead them to someone who is injured? That surely can't be such a frequent occurrence that it could start a trend on TikTok. What in the fuck is going on over there? Like, it's not a good joke or anything. Like, it's just a pretty generic one. It's like something that your grandpa would send you in like an old email chain. But like, why are they pretending like it's somehow like a terrible thing? It's like, oh my god, someone might actually do this. I see a service dog like once every 6 months, maybe.
She's been tested over and over and over, yet has been unable to switch off and let things go whenever she's been put under pressure. As an end result, there's not only a
Seems
loss
like
of
she's
respect,
only done
but also
2
a never-ending
apology
freight train of
videos.
negativity and
I
hatred.
thought it was gonna be a lot more. That was interesting. I never heard of any of that. Well, let's see how so she's gone up 4 million subscribers since this video. So she's doing pretty well on that front, or followers. So she's doing well there. What do the comments say? Do they still bring it up? Here, she posted 6 hours ago. No, just everyone being supportive. Yeah. Seems like everything's on the up and up. I was gonna watch this one as well. This is about Sam Pepper. I'm sure a lot of you remember Sam Pepper if you've been on the internet for any length of time. Sam Pepper was an old prank channel who got notoriety when he did the kidnapping my best friend and executing his friend in front of him prank. I'm pretty sure it was faked. I'm not really sure, but either way, it was really disturbing and weird. And then he turned into just a full-blown scammer. So he's taken big part in a lot of the NFT scams over the last 4 or 5 months, however long it's been. He's been like an integral part to scamming people in all of these big crypto scams.
Surprise, as those who know the past of Sam Pepper, from his active persona on Big Brother to his fake pranks on YouTube, know that
Hey,
his
that's the one I was
entire
talking
career has
about.
been built on lies in a similar fashion to Dan Bilzerian, who he unsurprisingly happens to be an acquaintance of, judging from an Instagram photo taken out the front of Bilzerian's LA mansion.
I think unironically, being Sam Pepper has to be truly miserable. The man's entire life, from everything I've seen, has been just living a full-blown lie. And I don't think he even has that much money to his name. I remember not that long ago, I think he was homeless. So he just lives a full-blown fake fabricated life and doesn't even make a living off of it because he has so many problems and just wastes all the money he scams. What a crazy cycle. What a absolutely, truly awful existence.
Sam Pepper had a prolific reputation on YouTube as one of the fakest pranksters on the platform dating back to the early 2010s.
So I worked out, oh, okay, I can do these pranks that these other channels are doing. And
He
I
was
can
one of the
just fake
first
them,
internet
like,
punching
like,
bags.
fake videos.
However, prior
Or
to
for
even
YouTube
this,
punching
Sam Pepper
bags.
had already begun. The point at which Sam Pepper's audience discovered that his pranks were fake is pretty damn obvious. On his social blade, he went from gaining 100,000 subscribers every single month consistently between January 2013 and September 2014. However, 1 month later in October 2014, the growth not only stopped, but he began to lose around 10,000 subscribers every single month. The catalyst for this massive dive in viewership was a video titled Fake Hand Ass Pinch Prank. And after receiving a barrage of criticism from other
Cool
YouTubers,
prank idea.
His most recent fake hand ass pinch garnered the most negative attention because he was grabbing women's bottoms without their permission.
as well as a trending hashtag on Twitter stating Report Sam Pepper, he had no other choice but to admit that the video had been faked.
You know, another video, and that brings me on to making the best friend killing prank.
Yeah, that's the
best
one!
friend killing prank. Arguably one of, if not the most over-the-top insane YouTube pranks of all time. Certainly crazy enough to put Sam Pepper's name back on the map. Involved in the video was the fake kidnapping of 2 friends, after which one of the friends
I remember
was
this
killed
well.
right in front of
I
the
remember this
other,
very
with the
well.
premise of the video being how will someone react if they watch their friend get killed.
Let's see how he reacts to his best friend of 5 years being killed in front of him.
Obviously, the whole thing was
What a good
fake.
prank.
All 3 people were
What would happen if I
do a viral
executed
stunt,
your
and we're like,
family?
Okay, cool. We'll help you out with
Would
this
he
viral
find
stunt.
it enjoyable when I
actually
reveal
all
they're not
3
dead?
Came up with the
Sam had some success as an IRL streamer in the CX network, however he was ultimately dropped after an argument with Ice Poseidon, which had partially been fueled by Sam Pepper's lack of integrity.
He's like, oh, it's okay to lie as long as it doesn't affect anything. And that's not okay. Like, why are you telling my girlfriend it's okay to lie to me as long as it doesn't affect anything? Like, dude, this is not your relationship.
After this, Sam Pepper disappeared from the mainstream. His reputation
Until
was completely
crypto
and utterly
scams,
destroyed. He had nothing
baby.
left to offer.
3, 2, 1. Chris! You said Chris!
Oh
This video, which
no!
was clearly set up and probably used a stack of fake $100 bills, racked up over 28 million views. Now, the most interesting part about Sam Pepper's TikTok blow-up is that it follows the exact same trend as his YouTube journey. He blows up with a genuine heartfelt video about saving some duck eggs from a restaurant, then progressively makes his content more and more staged, and by the end he's claiming that he's won the lottery with
Thanks,
absolutely zero evidence.
If I play you rock, paper, scissors and I win, can I like rip this down the street? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh my god, get fucked,
I'm
idiot.
gonna get in the passenger, I'm scared.
Get fucked, dummy.
Instagram and an old forum post titled as follows.
That's just
Scam
TikTok?
Pepper
Yeah,
living a
man.
life of luxury
TikTok
after
is
scamming his
just-
followers for millions, then fleeing
That's
the
a
US.
wild
He's claiming to
wasteland.
have won the lottery while... Although, in order to be buying an $8.9 million island in Thailand, you're probably going to need around 50 to 100 million in order for it to be a comfortable purchase. And while Sam Pepper has had a fairly successful social media career, I doubt he has access to that kind of money.
I
Obviously,
can
the
assure
easiest
you
way to
he
put all of
doesn't.
this to rest would be for Sam Pepper
He's
to
a
simply
serial
provide some
scammer
kind of evidence
who
for
is
either winning
also
the lottery or the
historically
purchase of the
awful with
island.
money.
However, with a track record like Sam's filled with
No
fake
chance.
video after fake video, it seems pretty obvious that like the rest of his entire career, this is nothing more than yet another
So is this what he
hoax.
does now, like full time? He just full time pretends to be a lottery winner on TikTok? I mean, I guess it's better than the alternative of scamming everyone. Now he's just lying again. What an interesting loser. Yeah, that man's like an OG punching bag for the internet. Hey, thanks for the 10 gift subs, Cobalt. Appreciate it, man. Killing best friend prank is a timeless classic. It really is. Literally Dan Bilzerian. There's a huge difference between Sam Pepper and Dan Bilzerian. Dan Bilzerian was a massively rich kid from birth because of his dad. Sam Pepper pretends to be a massively rich guy from scamming. They're both, like, genuine, full-blown liars living a fake life. But at the very least, Dan does have a lot of money to back it up because of his family. Sam has nothing besides lying on TikTok and scamming 16-year-olds on Twitter out of crypto. Yeah, this will be the last one we watch here, and then we'll switch to something else. Sunny V2 just makes actual bangers, man. I love the way he puts out these things on topics I would have never even thought about. Like, Sam Pepper's someone I think about once in a while and remember just, like, how pathetic they are. But, you know, Lil Xan is a name I haven't thought of in so long.
It was just
So
three
what
and a half
happened?
years prior that on the very same podcast, Lil Xan was sitting back and bragging about owning 3 different Los Angeles apartments.
I have the same one 10 floors up now.
Really?
Yep.
What? Don't you have another one down the street
Yep.
too?
And another one on the same floor.
Why do you have 3 apartments?
One for my parents, one for
Aw.
me and Eli, my hacker, and then one for the hose.
The hose?
Despite once being in what seemed like an unlivable
My dedicated
situation,
thought
it was obvious
apartment.
that over the long run, Lil
That's
Xan's
where I
failure
send
was
the
not only
hose.
inevitable but work ethic.
They could never get Xan to do the shit that he
Yeah.
actually had to do for his career. Like, I remember
I don't think I ever
talking
heard
to
one of
Stat
his
about it, and he was
songs,
constantly
ever.
frustrated.
There are going to be numerous examples throughout this video of Lil Xan.
I only
often
know
being
about him from
unable
the
to
Flamin'
do
Hot
work whenever
Cheetos
it was
incident.
required. We already discussed him dropping out. Lil Xan kept missing the meetings, either as a result of being disorganized or because he thought the meetings were too good to be true.
It's
You,
LA.
you can't believe everybody.
It's LA.
It was a time when SoundCloud
What?
rappers were popping up left, right, and center to the
What?
point
What
that
does
it
that
was
even
becoming a meme.
mean? This meeting's probably not real, so I'm just not gonna even think about it. I'm just gonna go eat more Flamin' Hot Cheetos till I fucking die. What a just say that you're too fucking dumb to go. Like, no one's gonna look at Lil Xan and listen to him for more than a sentence and be like, yep, that guy is an intellectual. Like, just own it. Like, you're fucking stupid. Like, you are visibly stupid. Every word you say is like a caveman trying to speak while having peanut butter in his mouth. Like, just say like, yeah, I'm kind of fucking dumb, so I kept missing the meetings. There'd be a lot more respect to be had there.
Like, I remember when Lil Xan's album came out, right? And I remember having a conversation with Stat and being like, what do you think of the album? Because it was pretty obvious that the album was bad. Xan put in like no work for the album. And I remember having that conversation with him. And if it was up to Stat, Xan would have been sitting in the studio recording every night, and instead he was just doing drugs and having random ass girls come over every night.
The other issue might have been that after the insane success of his single Betrayed, Lil Xan might have been lured into a false sense of security about his future and
And
talent
Poison
as
Bear?
an artist.
You have to keep working. What they don't tell you is that you coast totally fine. There's another hill. So you gotta keep going.
From Lil Xan's perspective,
God,
he would
I
state
love
that the poor
T-Pain.
performance of the
I fucking
album
love
wasn't his
T-Pain.
fault, and was instead the fault of his management.
I dropped like a mixtape.
T-Pain
that
is
got
the
way
actual
more,
goat.
Like, positive. Then
Why?
I'm like, I'm mad.
Laugh about ruining a $1,200 hoodie after leaving it on the floor.
So everything's on the floor. Expensive hoodies, $1,200 on the drain.
And then go on to purchase 2 copies of the game Destiny with the goal of showing the store some love.
Honestly, copies of Destiny. Like, dude, let's play some else, you know?
Now you could probably make the argument that
What
this was
the
just Lil
fuck?
Xan
It's just like
spending
a-
big whilst the camera
it's
was in
like
his face.
Target.
However, there was plenty of
Hey, Target. This one's for you. 2 Destiny copies right now in this bitch. And I'm not a hero, okay? I'm just doing me. Alright, I am a hero. Fuck it, fine. Alright, you need an autograph? Okay.
I'll take all my homies. I'll spend $700 to take 7 of my friends in there.
Just to get Butterbeer?
Just to get Butterbeer, and we did. And I don't film it or nothing.
In addition to
Why?
this, Lil Xan would take out
That's
a
just
loan to
stupid.
purchase a
That's just
Mercedes-Benz
really stupid.
G-Wagon, the price of
It's
which
not even
starting
cool.
at
That's just
around
embarrassing. It's not a
$170,000
flex.
US
It's
dollars.
sad.
I'm about to get a G-Wagon.
Nice.
My favorite car, dream car.
Now, if we ignore the fact that Lil Xan would go on to key his own car whilst angry at a later date,
I just did this to my car.
Why? What the fuck?
Scratched it, keyed it up. I just bought it. Keyed all the way.
the levels of stupidity for this purchase go pretty deep.
What
Taking
the
out a loan to buy a car,
fuck?
moron. On the 21st of December 2017, just before he'd buy the car, Lil Xan would make a tweet which read as follows. If you live in the Inland Empire/LA area and want to meet me tonight, pull up to 100 to 110 North 5th Street, Redlands, CA 92373, United States at 7:30. Now, it's hard to call Xan an idiot for this
I
one.
can't
It was still early in
imagine
his
more
career and the
than
tweet
like
was made only 4 hours
25
prior to
people
the
showed up and
meeting
the
time. He
average
probably
age
expected
had to
just
be
a couple of people
16.
to show up.
I gave like a 4-hour notice. I was heading to my hometown, so I tweeted a location, and then I just expected what, like 50 people to show up. That's just how I am. I got there, and this video's on YouTube. It's like 2,000 people.
Wow.
What? But I got fined because a lot of damages to cars and streets.
To haunt him.
The industry just doesn't care. They just want you to pump out hit records, and when you're useless to them, just leave you in the dirt. You know.
In this video, Lil Xan would
That is
blame the
true. He is
sober
absolutely right
businessman
about
and
that.
manager Stat Quo for
Very
fueling
true.
his drug addict gang member.
Oh, you're a snitch now, bro. He didn't make you do that, all this stuff. Like, bro, how am I a snitch? Did I go to court and rat on my gang? I don't have a gang. You can't snitch if you're not a gang member, bro. Miss me with that. I'm trying to help other artists in particularly my similar situation.
In the Instagram live stream,
What?
Lil Xan would
Help
also
him with
reveal
what?
that his manager
I paid literally, it's all my money in the car, and he won't give it to me.
without $30,000 to take full ownership of his G-Wagon, a declining follow count across each of his social media
37
platforms,
Nerdsworthy
and no new
and
music in
Panda.
over 7 months. It seems like this could possibly be the end for Lil Xan's career.
No, he's about to make a big comeback. I feel it. Man, I didn't know. Why didn't he talk about the Flamin' Hot Cheeto moment? I don't even know Lil Xan from his music. Back in, it must have been like 2019. Maybe it was 2018. There was a big story that broke about Lil Xan of how he went to the hospital in the actual ER because he ate too many Flamin' Hot Cheetos and it made his tummy hurt. That's the only reason I know him. He's pumping a crypto scam on his Insta story right now. That is the most like 2021, 2022 shit ever. Everything's going wrong. Hey, you guys see these NFTs? Like, what's up? I've thrown on the formal attire today because we need to discuss something very important. A huge loser named Bintellect. Big goofball, weirdo, lame-mo, behemoth creep. He is a big TikTok creator, and that's a word I'm using very loosely here, with 11 million followers, and I'm sure only people under the age of 10 have ever heard of him before. What he's become known for over the years is looking at tweets or comments, reading them out, and then going, heh. Yeah, that's literally it. But sometimes it's a little hard to even muster a laugh, so what he'll do is he'll read one of the comments and then go, yeah, true. And then that's the whole TikTok. But I'm not here just to give him a little wet willy and laugh at him for all of his cringe. I am here to talk about something far more degenerate. But before doing that, I'd like to give a quick honorable mention to something else this piss stain of a person is notorious for doing. Threatening legal action against people that make fun of him. I've seen a couple videos on Bintellect now after I've been informed of the situation, so I did a little digging. Apparently when people make fun of him, he gets super offended and will either try and copyright strike, take down the video, copyright claim it to make money from it, or even go as far as to just threaten to sue the person that made fun of him. You disgusting goblin, you make me sick. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Now, while I do think a legal battle with Benjamin over me making fun of him would be hilarious, I still just don't really feel like showing you any of his clips because it's just going to rot your brain and it's yucky. It's just trash. So, no reason for that. Let's get into what I want to discuss, the new information that came out about this weirdo. So, Bintellect recently made a podcast, I suppose, and he invited someone on named Jordan Max, and then things got really odd. He got super hostile, and she ended up posting about it, which led to this dam breaking, and we were flooded with cringe about Bintellect's behavior over the years with women. So this horny little goblin asks her before going on the podcast, "Do you want to make a video for OnlyFans?" To which she says, "When?" He says, "Today." And then she's saying, "No, you need to be tested within the last 14 days and have an OnlyFans creator account." But then he says, "I mean a video for your page." Oh, what a benevolent saint. He was actually just thinking about her the whole time. He thought this would be a good opportunity for her to make some OnlyFans content with the great Big Bintellect. So she says, "Doing what?" And he goes, "I don't know what performs best on your page." I can literally see him doing this. Well, I mean, I don't know what we do. I mean, what do you do on OnlyFans? Maybe we could do that? So it's become pretty clear that Bintellect uses this podcast as a way of just fucking. It seems to me like the whole podcast existence is only here as a way of trying to get Bintellect laid. So he tries to leverage his big follower count to then invite on OnlyFans models and then ask if he can make content with them. It's pretty pathetic stuff, but we're only just beginning. He continues by saying, "I was just thinking you're helping me with doing a video for my YouTube, so maybe I could help you with your OnlyFans." And she replies, "I'm good, thanks." So then he goes, "No worries." And then, "Hey, I'm going to do the pickle video with someone else, thanks though." To which she asks, "Why?" So the pickle video he's referring to is the podcast was going to be a pickle tier list mukbang or something like that, a pickle mukbang. And it was her idea, it was Jordan's idea, and he's now kicking her out because she declined to do an OnlyFans video with him. So his answer to why was, "To be honest, I thought it would just be fun to film and see where things go, but I got it." So he gets real sad and pitiful, like, "No, I get it. I just thought it'd be fun, but clearly it won't be fun. I'm gonna do it with someone else then, how about that?" So he goes real Neanderthal mode here. "My wiener no get wet, we no eat pickle together on podcast. Goodbye. How dare you not do OnlyFans video with Bintellect?" So then he says he's doing it with someone else. So Jordan, of course, gets really weirded out by this exchange. She posts it on Twitter, and then Bintellect himself, the man, the myth, the legend, reaches out in DMs to threaten to sue her if she doesn't take down the post. She even did a video proving that the DM is real from the real Bintellect account, just to 100% silence any possible doubt. Also, her response to it is great. She said, "I will just be waiting to hear from your lawyers then," which is hardcore. Obviously, Ben's not going to sue her. I don't think he's ever actually gone through with a lawsuit. He uses it to try and bully people to do what he wants. To do what he wants them to do, rather. So, I don't think any lawsuit was ever coming. This was just a last-ditch Hail Mary from a desperate, lonely guy to try and get rid of the evidence of him being a creep. So, that was the whole interaction between Bintellect and Jordan, but after this tweet started popping off, well, the series of tweets started popping off, she then started getting DMs with more screenshots and more evidence of Bintellect doing this to tons of different women. This comes from someone else who had a very similar experience to Jordan. So Ben opens with, "Do you work tomorrow?" They say, "Crazy busy day, but I don't work." And then Ben goes, "Let's make some content tomorrow." Not like that, but just film a podcast. So he immediately alludes to like, "Oh, not OnlyFans type content. I'm talking about just a wholesome podcast, one the whole family can enjoy." Doesn't get an immediate response, so he goes, "What do you think?" He then waits about 2 hours more and he goes, "You're killing me, gorgeous." So fucking embarrassing, Jesus Christ, that's so fucking awful to read. Yucky. And then he gives her about 3 more hours and then he goes, "You know what, I've been thinking about this OnlyFans thing, and I think I could make us a lot of money, straight up." And then she finally does reply saying that she's just been busy taking a mental health day. So he can't even go more than like 3 messages without bringing up OnlyFans. It seems like the only thing on this guy's mind is sex, and how he's never getting it, I guess, but is very desperate too, and will do it by any means necessary to try and achieve coitus. From everything I can tell, Bintellect has never done any kind of OnlyFans content on his own, or like any type of explicit content. He's just a professional TikTok giggler. All he does is giggle at Twitter messages or comments, and that's it. So clearly he's not wanting to dip his toes into OnlyFans for the sake of becoming like an OnlyFans creator. He just wants to have sex with these women. And he's using his podcast as a vessel to try and do that, it seems. After she told him about the mental health day she was taking, he responds with, "Hey, thank you." And then the following day at 6:52 a.m., so this guy must have been up all night masturbating because it seems like that's the only thing on this dude's mind, he sends her a message saying, "Do you want to come over tomorrow night? Actually, are you down to come over tonight? Or are you just a flake?" Doesn't even give her time to respond, just immediately gets combative. He immediately just goes into fucking ballistic bin mode. "So you coming over tonight, or are you just a flake? Huh? Are you just a fucking succubus? Huh? Is that it? Huh? So you coming over tonight?" And then he waits only like an hour and 40 after that, and then he's like, "You know what? Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, sorry, babe, but you're just too much of a flake. Bye." So then obviously she's like alarmed, like what the fuck is going on? So she says, "You know, if you wouldn't have texted me so rudely calling me a flake after one day of not texting you, you might have stood a chance. I can see why you're single now. Goodbye." Which really just sends Ben off the rails. "Yeah, whatever, go fuck yourself," says the girl who's trying to make an OnlyFans. Good luck. Brother, all you talk about is trying to do OnlyFans content with them. It seems like you're trying desperately to get into OnlyFans but keep getting rejected and can't handle it. So how can you have the gall to try and shame them for it when you are desperately trying to do it yourself? Here's a wacky little Snapchat one. "Do you want to come over here and spend some time with me? Because on a side note, I do think I could probably make us some money on OnlyFans. Bintellect fucks crazy into oblivion." That's redacted right there, like a CIA document. I really wonder what he said. I think it's Bintellect fucks crazy pussy into oblivion or something. But I'm just going off of what I can see poking out from underneath the redaction. I think that's what it is. But this is so goofy. He's speaking about himself in the third person in this one. And then he even tries bribery. "If you come over, I'll give you $1,000. I just really want you." And they respond, "I'm good right now. Don't try to bribe me with money. That's weird." And then he's like, "No, that is weird, but I want to see you." This one's a lot more vintage Ben. So this was a different kind of relationship these two had as opposed to just the podcast OnlyFans hustle he keeps trying to run. So they start by saying, "I guess it's just not meant to be." Ben says, "Facts, no hard feelings, but yeah, it ain't working." So then they part ways, or so it would seem. Ben has a couple of parting words here. He says, "For your future self, if you're going to turn around on a guy and say, 'Hey, I'm not down for friends with benefits shit,' just say that before you go through all the bullshit. Boring as fuck. Not my problem that you turned around and quit drinking because you're an alcoholic and now pass out at 8 p.m. Fucking peace out, bitch." So Ben really, he went crazy. Ben lost it. This man, he was punching pillows, sending these texts with tears in his eyes, and he got real nasty. They respond to it saying that they're far from an alcoholic, and then Ben just keeps going crazier saying, "No, you're an alcoholic, and you're full of shit." And then he's like, "Anyway, I'm done. I just had to say that because you're full of shit." They respond saying that they weren't interested in being with Ben, and he should have taken the hint a while ago, but then Ben he goes absolutely berserk again. She says that she's wasting people's time and that she needs to just shut up and go to bed. And then she says, "It sounds like you need some anger management help," which is a very fair assessment. I think he desperately needs some assistance with this anger management. And then Ben tries to flip this shit around like, "How dare you? Are you kidding me?" So he goes, "Be careful who you say that to, Maria, because there are people who really need help with that." So Ben lets out a gasp. "That's super disrespectful to say that to somebody, and also a very basic-ass bitch thing to say. Benjamin, it's a very fair thing to say here. It's not disrespectful. You legitimately need some help." Like, it very much seems like you do. So then he goes, "You know, there's a reason you've been single for this many years, and it's because no one wants you, and no one cares about you. You're full of shit. Basic, boring loser." He just goes on, and even has this little monologue here that ends with him saying, "God help any guy that you gets involved with that loose pussy because you're just lame. Mic drop ho." This guy just typed out "mic drop ho." He just typed that out. He's over 30 years old. I think he's like 34 years old or something like that. I already forgot. This is a 30-something year old man, and he just typed out "mic drop ho." To which she responds, I'm sure your TikTok fans will love the way you talk to women when I post these screenshots. And then he's like, you know what? Good luck. I stand by every single word that I just said to you. So, did he stand by every single word that he said? Let's look at his initial apology, which he deleted pretty shortly after posting it, and then also hid replies on. Let's look at his first apology. I've recently been accused of some heinous actions and would like the opportunity to share my disgust at these accusations. I'm a firm believer in the rights and equality of all humans, including women. If that's not the biggest red flag immediately, I don't know what else is. I stand by the rights for all humans, and that does include women. Those creatures. I am including them in that statement because that's the kind of angel I am. It makes it sound like he's drawing a distinction between women and every other human on the planet, like they're a totally separate species that aren't included in humanity. What an absolute incomprehensible weirdo. I grew up in a home with 3 sisters and no brothers, so I learned very early on the importance, power, love, and abilities women have. They deserve to be cherished and uplifted and treated with respect, and that's how I live my life. I do not condone the statements or accusations that have suddenly been hoisted upon me, and I hope to speak to anyone who feels they have been wronged. He's actually going with I have sisters. I can't hate women. I have sisters. No, I have 3 sisters. You guys don't understand. I could never do this to women. Like, you're misunderstanding. These are all baseless accusations. I have 3 sisters. I legitimately cannot be mean to women. And not only do I have 3 sisters, but my mother is also a woman. So you should see how ridiculous these claims are now, knowing this context with my 3 sisters and mother. So that should hopefully clear up all of the air here with these accusations. Like I mentioned, he did delete this apology post, but today he did release a new apology on TikTok. He released an apology video, so let's take a peek at that. Also, Ben, I know you're still watching. You probably plan on suing me if I show your apology video because you've employed this tactic before against other YouTubers. If they've shown clips of your content to make fun of you, you allege that it's stealing your work and you have a legal ground to take it down and come after them. You don't. That's not how that works. Me showing this is not any kind of violation in any way, shape, or form. So if you do try and sue me or copyright claim this video, copyright strike the video, anything like that, I will 100% respond with every single option at my disposal in order to follow this legal case through to its fullest conclusion. So let's check out your apology, brother.
Hey guys, there's a lot being said about me on the internet right now, and I just wanted to clear the air. The first thing I want to say is I'm sorry to anyone that I've made feel uncomfortable.
I love how nonchalant he is about this whole thing, just trying to downplay the situation. Like, if I made any of you feel a bit icky, a little uncomfy, I'm super sorry. That wasn't my intention. You must have misunderstood. It's not what I'm about. When in reality, he would snap, get aggressive, hostile, combative anytime he was denied sex.
I want to say to any girl who I've been rude to, whether through text or in person, that I'm sorry. I understand that me being sorry does not excuse that kind of behavior. I will continue to work on myself and do better. Thanks, guys.
Behold, the first AI ChatGPT written apology. This just ticked every basic box. There's really nothing of value here at all. Just like the quickest, weakest apology, and he's just gonna go forward doing his little, look at this tweet. Like nothing ever happened. So that's kind of where everything's at. Dog shit apology, dog shit situation. This guy is a big old loser. So let's use this as a learning opportunity for anyone watching. Don't be like Bintellect. That's really about it. See ya. There's a long list of people I'll never have respect for. Cheaters, drunk drivers, animal abusers, murderers. Yeah, that's right. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not gonna censor myself. I think you gotta be a real jerk to kill someone. Standing wipers is another one. I don't understand what kind of psychopath would stand up after doing their business to wipe when the toilet seat already spreads your cheeks, giving you the optimal angle of entrance to your butthole. Doesn't make any sense. You're adding extra steps and more of a nuisance. And another thing that I'll never have respect for are pathetic scumbags that abuse the YouTube strike system because their feelings got hurt. And that has been happening quite a bit lately on the platform. It's been an incredible week for little slimy weasels that like to use the YouTube strike system because someone made a video they weren't overly happy about. So I wanted to march on in here and administer some wedgies and shoot spitballs at these fucking dweebs that are doing this disgusting weenie behavior where they're abusing this YouTube system to try and get rid of videos that said not nice things about their content. The first one I want to cover is from this YouTube channel, Ingween. They received a copyright strike from another YouTuber named The Manny Show. I'll go ahead and play a clip from this video that explains it.
That one of my videos had a copyright takedown, which is very new to my channel. The video in question that was taken down is why everyone hates The Manny Show. And the YouTube automated email says, "Hi Nguyen, we received a copyright removal request."
I was unfamiliar with The Manny Show before this situation, and I really missed 30 minutes ago when I was still in ignorant bliss about who this was, because this shit is insufferable. It's a massive YouTube channel that just aims to fill the shorts algorithm with brain rot content to try and farm subs off of it. It sucks. It super sucks. Copyright strikes are a huge deal. It's more than just the video getting taken down. It affects the entire channel. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the strike system on this platform. It's the nuclear option. When someone does that, it's a declaration of war, and that's when things get extremely serious. And it's also an unforgivable sin on the internet. If you ever have that little devil on your shoulder that convinces you to file a copyright strike, just know that blemish is gonna haunt you for the rest of your fucking life on the cyberspace. People don't forget that. So if you're filing a strike on a channel, you better hope that that channel is publicly beheading puppies or something, because otherwise, everyone's going to hate you for it forever. Strikes, in an ideal world, would be reserved for repeat offender channels that are publishing like borderline criminal content. Anything aside from that, and you could just file a normal copyright claim and block. You don't have to choose to strike the channel. You can just take down the video you think is in violation of your copyright or whatever, and have that be that. But when you go the extra step here and put the cherry on top of the shit cake with a strike, then it becomes a huge deal. But in a situation like this, the Manny Show would still very much be in the wrong, even if they took the lesser of two evils and just removed the video without the strike. Because they have no grounds for removing the video whatsoever. They have no legs to stand on. It's a completely fraudulent claim that blatantly abuses YouTube's system. The channel that was struck, Ingween, is a commentary channel that will play a clip from a piece of content, let it play for like 10 or 15 seconds or so, and then talk about it, giving their commentary on whatever they're going over, whatever the subject is. Looking at the removal request, we can see that 13 seconds of the video was enough to lead the Manny Show to strike the entire fucking channel here. That's some fucking filthy fish paste right there. 13-second clip was enough to have the Manny Show bring the hammer down with the iron fist on the channel, because Ingween was saying some less than stellar things about the Manny Show, I guess. But you can't strike someone because your feelings were hurt over what he was saying about your content. That's just not how it works. He hasn't violated any rules at all. You are totally fine to play bits and pieces from other content and then talk about it, transform it with your commentary, your jokes, your input, whatever it is. It's not like Ingween took the entire video from the Manny Show and re-uploaded it without adding anything to it, without changing it whatsoever. There was no rules that were broken here, at least not from what I can tell. I also will just never understand this strategy of doing something like this, because as the Manny Show or part of the Manny Show team, you would have to know that Ingween or any commentary channel ever would see this and immediately talk about it, because this is just a big no-no. This is like an unwritten rule on YouTube that you don't strike another YouTuber just because they hurt your feelings. That will always backfire on you in the biggest possible way, and it puts all of the eyes on you as the bad guy, as the villain. You won't get support for that. No matter what Ingween was saying about you, and I can't go watch the video since it's been taken down, but I imagine he was calling him cringe or something. Now you have made things significantly worse for yourself. The video title that got taken down was Why Everyone Hates the Manny Show, and I don't know what the reason behind it was, but I can tell you what it will be now. The reason why everyone hates the Manny Show is because they're very sensitive and file false strikes on other YouTubers' channels. I can now answer that question for why people hate the Manny Show. And that's because of your actions. Not even because of your content, it's because what you've done when someone criticized you. It's fucking stupid. It's so dumb. Speaking of dumb and stupid, we have the actual fucking mascot for those things, Tech Lead here. He is apparently still filing false DMCA claims. I just made a video talking about him. I called it Complete Loser. I went over his last fraudulent strike that he issued on Internet Anarchist. Mudahar posted this on June 29th, so only a couple days ago. This appears to be a screenshot of TechLead filing a DMCA takedown request. This is a classic SpongeBob, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man moment. This one is particularly enjoyable though because this means that YouTube automatically declined TechLead's attempt to falsely strike another channel. This doesn't happen super often with YouTube, but they do have measures in place to prevent offenders like TechLead from abusing these systems once they're made aware of it. So what happens, and I've seen it a couple of times, what happens is you take one of these fucking worms like TechLead, they file a takedown removal request. YouTube will then start processing it and realize that this is just a bunch of hooey. So YouTube will actually send you an email making you aware that someone tried to target a particular video for a particular reason. In Mudahar's case, that video from a TechLead segment. And they tell you that they are not going to take any action because they believe it's fair use, but they want to put it on your radar in case you want to do something with that information. The reason they state is in case you want to delete it just to be safe to avoid any kind of like legal ramifications if they decide to go above the YouTube strike system. So they just give you that information so that way you can plan your next steps accordingly, whether it's deleting the video or contacting the party directly. So that's why Mudahar has that copy there of the TechLead DMCA. It's because YouTube thought it was such a load of barnacles that they didn't even bother fucking with it. They just threw it into the trash pile right away, but sent a copy to Mudahar to basically use as toilet paper if he wants. That is so poetic for TechLead. YouTube won't even take him seriously anymore. I'm surprised they haven't taken legal action against him since he has openly on record admitted to abusing their system, which is a legal problem. That is actually him admitting to some very bad activity that YouTube could absolutely slap him for. And I think they probably will. This is leading me to believe that YouTube is now very much aware of TechLead and what he's doing, and I really think YouTube might take actual action against him for this garbage. Now maybe I'm huffing copium like crack here, but it really to me does seem like YouTube might do something. They're declining his DMCAs without even bothering to process them anymore because they must be aware that this is just bogus. Like it's fake, fraudulent. So maybe they'll do something against TechLead. I think they absolutely should. And this has nothing to do with his false DMCA takedown strike crusade that he's going on, but I have to talk about this because it was so pathetic. A few nights ago, actually by this point it's probably like 5 or 6 nights ago, maybe even like a week ago, I'm losing track of time, everything's blending together. But I was streaming Elden Ring, I was playing the DLC, and I saw TechLead poke his curious little head up in my chat. And he would cheer on whatever boss I was fighting at the time, like, go get him, demon guy, beat his ass, that kind of thing. You called me a complete loser? Well, look at you, you're dying to this Elden Ring boss, loser. And nobody in the chat even noticed he was there. He's such an insignificant fly that even his attempts to try and stir up shit in the chat didn't work. It just flew under the radar because no one gives a fuck about him. But I saw him because I'm always paying attention to the chat. It's the most fun about streaming is interacting with the community. So I saw TechLead in there, but I didn't call any attention to him. I just sat there and just looked at what he was saying. And I know he started fuming because I'm actually good at Elden Ring. So he came in during the Mother Finger boss fight, and it only took me like 5 tries or something on that boss. And he came in there at like the third or so try. So he only got to see me take 1, maybe 2 deaths until I beat the boss. And then he just had to sit there and say some other nonsense outside of that because I wasn't struggling on the bosses. And I just found that to be so embarrassing that this grown-ass man would take like 30, 40 minutes, whatever it was, out of his evening. And it was late too. It was like 2 a.m., 1 a.m., something like that. To hopefully watch me struggle on Elden Ring bosses and then not even get the pleasure of seeing that. Now, if he came in later and saw me on the final boss, he would have had quite a spectacle because that boss is fucking brutal. That took me like almost 3 hours to beat. But he came on the bosses that I was able to just fucking slap around and put the smackdown on. And he just had to sit there and just say nonsense and no one responded to it. And I just see it and kind of like smile internally about it. I just had to point that out. I found that to be like so embarrassing. I don't know how he went to sleep that night with that level of shame. Going into my chat to try and start shit only to have no response from anybody. Just straight up crickets. So I had to mention that since we were already talking about this loser anyway. But yeah, I just want to talk about these two cases here because within just a week, we've already seen 2 YouTubers, again, falsely strike or attempt to strike other channels for nonsense reasons. And I think that shit sucks. That's about it. See ya. Another day, another whiny, entitled loser having a meltdown and freak out in a fast food drive-thru. This time, the temper tantrum is caused because he was declined a pup cup.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, please.
I'm doing a video.
I'm gonna need you to leave, sir.
Why was the reasoning why you won't give me a pup cup?
We're not allowed to do pup cups.
Yes, you are. I come here 2-3 times a week, every week, and get a pup cup.
As a dog owner myself, I am very familiar with this item. It's super simple. It's just a cup of whipped cream. It's not winning any Michelin stars, but it's just a nice little treat for your dogs if you're going to a couple of fast food places that offer it. I think the main one is Starbucks. But I didn't even know it was like super common outside of that. So it's not surprising that they're saying, no, you can't get a pup cup here. And also, 2 to 3 of those a week? That's excessive. At that point, just get your own can of whipped cream. Like, what the fuck?
Every time I come here.
They're not supposed to do pup cups. If they're doing it, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Do you not understand? It's just a little cup of whipped cream.
So I need you to leave, please.
Why won't you give me a pup cup?
Because we do not do pup cups at this establishment.
Bullshit. Came here yesterday and got a pup cup.
Somebody hand me the phone, please. Call the police.
She's calling the police because I want a pup cup?
She's calling the police because you're an annoying pest that refuses to leave, even though she's told you multiple times they don't do pup cups. Now, if you've received some of those sacred treasures here, that wonderful cuisine in the past, it means you got lucky, and the workers probably just didn't want to deal with you because you're a headache and decided to just oblige and give you those pup cups, but it's not something this establishment normally does, and she's telling you that. You're also making a problem for the workers that were nice enough to you to give you those pup cups by snitching on them here. Just accept the no, take the L, and move on. Go to a different place that offers it, or better yet, go to Publix or your local grocer, get a can of whipped cream, and then give your dog your own personal pup cup. She has done nothing wrong, she's not being mean, she told you no, which she has every right to do. And for some reason, you're making this a huge song and dance, and for some reason, so many people have these brain worms in society today, like these parasites that infest their mind that think that they're always in the right. So he starts filming this interaction himself. What should be a shameful moment for him that should keep him awake for weeks to come is something that he is proudly posting online himself. It's embarrassing. It's super fucking embarrassing. You're delusional. You're not in the right. No one's on your side. Just leave. They don't do pup cups. And stop saying that word. It really, it grinds my ass. It chafes my fucking butt. How many times he says the word pup cup throughout this video? He spams that word more often than a Rocket League player spams what a save. It drove me nuts. It was so fucking grating.
Let's see what the police have to say because a person wants a pup cup? Seriously, you're calling the police because someone wants a pup cup. That's absolutely absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous. Cassopolis, Michigan.
I'm not entirely sure who shouted for being an idiot. My guess is it's one of the customers behind him since he's clearly congesting the drive-thru here and putting it to an absolute halt, grinding it to a standstill. So I'm guessing they were getting mad and started shouting at him, just throwing tomatoes at this clown here. Just boo, boo, you stink, please stop, you're being an idiot. That's my guess. But it also could have been one of the workers from inside saying that because he's now making everyone's day much more miserable there. He just doesn't seem to grasp that it has nothing to do with the pup cup, it has to do with his refusal to leave after being told no.
No. That's absolutely ridiculous. All you have to do is put some goddamn whipped cream in a and so that my dog can have a pup cup. And I was paying for it. I asked to pay for it.
So fucking what? They still said no. It doesn't matter how easy it is, they don't do that here. Your dog's not gonna die from lack of pup cup. It's not like that's the only sustenance keeping it alive. It's not just going to fucking explode if it doesn't get like the sugar from the whipped cream. It'll be fine. Go make your own pup cup at home and get the fuck out of the drive-thru and stop making everyone's day more miserable and worse by your presence. You absolute worm.
You McDonald's people need to start, like, come on now. It's a freaking pup cup. Arrogant McDonald's manager right there. Right there. Cassopolis, Michigan. I'm going to corporate with this. McDonald's doesn't support dogs, but you want me to round up to support the freaking kids every time I come here?
What the hell is even that? What are you saying? This man's gone loopy from how upset he is at getting told no. He's just not making any sense. It's just a bunch of mumbo-jumbo gobbledygook here. No, this isn't even a coherent rant anymore that he's yelling about. Just flapping his gums over nothing. What do you mean you're going to send this to corporate? What do you think they're going to do about it? What do you think their response is going to be? Excuse me, McDonald's CEO, Ronald, sir. Look at what just came across my desk. Take a peek here. It seems one of our restaurants in Cassopolis, Michigan did not serve a customer a pup cup despite being asked to. Shut it down. Get the Hamburglar on the line right now. We gotta take that establishment offline ASAP. Track down the customer and give him a lifetime supply of pup cups ASAP to make this right. Like, this isn't even something they offer. What is corporate gonna do, you fucking goofball?
It's a little bit of whipped cream in a cup, and I'm paying for it. It's a pup cup. Quit being so stubborn. Just give me a freaking pup cup. This could all be averted with a little bit of whipped cream in a cup for my dog.
Why don't you stop being so stubborn? This could all be averted if you weren't just such a whiny little baby man. Just take the no and leave. Scram! Get out of town. Oh my goodness.
This is why America's going to people like you. We don't do pup cups. I come here 2-3 times a week and get a pup cup. Tell me I can't get a pup cup.
Ah, yes. This is what's wrong with America. This is the reason why America's going to shit. They'll no longer serve a good red-blooded American patriot like this man a pup cup that he was trying to pay for. What happened to us? We used to be a proper country.
Wait till you lose your job when I send this to corporate. I'm waiting till the police get here. Not much, man. It really didn't need to escalate like this, but
You're right, it definitely did not need to escalate like this. But you're a little bitch who couldn't just take no for an answer, so it did escalate like this. And what do you mean, wait till they lose their job? They've done nothing wrong. They've done absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. No one's losing their job here.
And she's sitting there making a big deal saying, we don't do pup cups, you need to leave. I want you to leave. I'm like, hold on, I'm going to pull up my phone. I'm like, you guys are really refusing to give me a pup cup for 35 cents? That, you know, it shouldn't be escalating. She's like, I'm calling the cops if you don't leave. I said, go ahead and call the cops because I want to document this because they're calling the cops on a customer, a paying customer that comes here regularly.
You're not entitled to a goddamn pup cup, and also you're boring the officer to death by taking him on a trip to Yappersville because you won't shut the fuck up about this. You're not in the right here, and the officer is not on your side. And in fact, it ends with him getting trespassed and banned for this. Like, I don't know what outcome you could have possibly expected here.
We're just out here to keep the peace. That's what I want.
Said you were screaming at him and yelling at him and videotaping and...
I wasn't screaming or yelling. Arrogant McDonald's manager right there. Just give me a freaking pup cup.
He tries to claim he wasn't yelling at them, and then whoever uploaded this video, I found it through Reddit, I don't think this is the original upload, whoever uploaded this easily showcased multiple instances of him yelling. Plus, he filmed all of this himself. He can easily just be disproven with his own video that he has. It's ridiculous to try and claim that he wasn't yelling.
He's good with me. Okay, man, you're banned. Find another place. I don't know if
I won't come back here.
I appreciate that.
I don't want to.
Now he'll go terrorize another McDonald's by demanding a pup cup, and the cycle will continue. Just making a huge commotion because he refuses to take no for an answer and also refuses to just get his own can of whipped cream. You don't need to be getting pup cups 2 to 3 times a week for your dog. That's way too much, I would say. But anyway, just wanted to talk about this a little bit because, once again, another example of someone filming their own most embarrassing moment, and all the time it seems to happen at fast food establishments where people are delusional enough to think they're in the right despite throwing a temper tantrum over nothing. just this entitlement plague that's sweeping the nation, I guess. That's really about it. So yeah.